Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your own Black History Month projects in Scratch. Now, if you've never coded anything in Scratch before, you're in luck because this project requires no coding whatsoever. All you have to do is follow the link below and remix that project and fill in everything in the template. It is super duper easy, and I'm going to be showing you guys how I fill it out using my personal Black History Month hero, Trevor Noah. So I am gonna share my screen and show you guys all you have to do. So here I am on scratch.mit.edu. The links to this project is down in the description, and once you're there, all you have to do is click on this remix button. So as you can see, this project is by CodyCat123. That's the site that I do, not the site, the account that I do most of my coding on. So I'm gonna remix it so that you guys can see what another version of it would look like. So you press on the remix button, and it takes you inside into your own version of this project. So the project is called My Black History Month Hero, and you can choose basically any Black hero that you have of yours. You don't even have to be Black to do this tutorial. Anyone can have a Black hero because they're all very, very inspiring, and you don't even have to choose one of the classic freedom riders like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., or Rosa Parks. You can choose anyone. That's why I'm choosing Trevor Noah, because I like to choose more obscure people so that I can give them a little bit more recognition and showing that I admire them more, like, I guess so people can see that there's a lot more different unsung Black heroes, if you know what I mean. But anyway, so to start this, all of the things that you need to fill in are mostly in the backdrop. So if you go to backdrops and then scroll through, you can see that there's a place where you put the first and last name. Well, actually, let's just play the project first so you guys can see what it's going to look like. So it says My Black History Month Hero. Then there's a square picture that you need to put of your person here. And as a hint, it says you can change up the background and the colors of the buttons. And there's one button that says all about him or her and my thoughts. So if you click on that, then you can click on their early life, career, or impact. And there's a space for you to put a quote of theirs, and then their name, and then a picture of them speaking, so it seems like, you know, they're saying the quote that's right here. So I just put like the lorem ipsum text so that it would actually look like a quote would be there. Then in the early life, it has lots of questions. All of them have lots of questions to prompt you to write something about the person. Then in the early life, you also have a picture of them young. And all of the other things are just like that. The coding is pretty simple. It's almost like a slideshow, but it's like interactive, so you can look around and see everything. And there's always questions on every page that are different to help you write about your person. So to start off, I've downloaded some pictures of Trevor Noah to fill in the prompts. Like here, there's like pictures of choice. For impact, you can do a side-by-side of you and your person. And remember, you can change up this template as much as you want. You can change the colors. You can change even what pictures you're going to use. So there's 16 pictures in total if you just do the pictures that are in here that you need, and one of those pictures is of you, because it's going to be a side-by-side of you and your hero that are kind of like similar shots, so it looks like you're kind of maybe in the same room or making the same pose or something like that. So I'm going to upload a backdrop, and then you guys can't see it, but my file opener is going to open, and all you have to do is click on, so go to your downloads and then click on the pictures that you downloaded. So click on like one of them and then hold shift and then click on one that's like at the very bottom of all the ones that you've downloaded, so that you can select all of them, and then they will all upload at once. So I've just done that, and now they're all importing so that I can put those pictures in. So so as you can see, there's one picture. All these pictures are starting to show up of Trevor Noah. That's his book. That's him. That's him on his daily social distancing show. He does like comedy and stuff. So all these pictures showing up, that's one of me that I'm going to use for the side-by-side, and that's the other one that I'm going to use of him for the side-by-side. That's his young picture. That's him serving his community, inspiring youth. So there's like prompted spaces for you to put pictures. So I have all 16 of my pictures uploaded here, and we're going to start with the early life slide. So here it has questions like, where was this person born? How did they discover their passion? How old were they? They have many siblings. How did they grow up? Where were they born? How did their family life contribute to their professional career? So I'm going to select everything. And one thing that you have to know in Scratch is that they don't have a thing that makes the text go, like the text wrap. It doesn't have that. So every time you get to the end of the line, you need to press enter. So I'm going to write, Trevor Noah grew up in South Africa during apartheid. Enter. Wait, let me put a period. Period, enter. And his family was biracial, but his mother and father were not allowed to be married because it was illegal at the time. I don't know what's happening. I think it's loading slowly. Oh, there we go. Because it, oopsies, I just deleted the whole thing. I'm trying to just, because it was illegal at the time. There were not many other mix. Oh, wait, no. He grew up in poverty. He grew up in poverty because during apartheid, there were not many good jobs available to Black people. When he was young, there were no other mixed kids for him to play with, and he used comedy to be friends. He's comedy and the fact that he could speak a lot of different languages. He used comedy and speaking different languages to be friends with all types of people. There we go. Why did it take me so long to write that? Anyway, so now we need to find his young picture, which was here. I'm going to take this. I'm probably going to crop it because, or I'll just take the whole thing. I'm going to convert it to vector because vector is a much easier editor than bitmap. But when you upload pictures from your device, it always goes to bitmap first. So then just select it, copy it, go back to early life, and paste it. I'm just gonna take this box and delete it as well as this text, and then just make this smaller because I don't really want to crop it. And then I'm gonna put the caption, which is Trevor Noah's school picture from Maryvale. So I make that a little bit smaller and then put it like right here. So that's one side, and then career. Then I need a picture of him doing his job. So I have one of those that's of him on the daily social distancing show. So I'm going to take this picture, copy it. Let me just delete this because I'm not going to need it later. And then I'm going to delete the other one of his young picture because I don't need that either. Go back to career. And there we have it. Let me put that over in the corner. Trevor Noah works as a comedian. He started by doing comedy on the radio, then stand-up comedy. Eventually, he started to have his own comedy. It's loading because the more you type, it starts to get a little bit slow, but it's probably just because I type kind of fast. So it might get a little bit slow the more that you type, but that's also probably because I have like a gajillion backdrops in here. But the more that you go on, the more you'll be able to delete, and then the more you're able to delete, the faster it will go. So it'll probably start out a little bit slow, and then the more you get, the faster it will get. And I would suggest going on a website like Wikipedia or or using one of the books that this person has wrote. I personally know about Trevor Noah because I read his book Born a Crime, because that was one of the books we had to read for English this year. So that's how I know about him. And then I also use knowledge from like Google and Wikipedia, and then you can find pictures of him on Google that you can, well, not of him, just of your character on Google, and then you can download them, select all, and upload them to Scratch. He started to have his own comedy specials. Now he has a YouTube comedy show called The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. He talks about politics, current events, and let's see. So the politics, current events, and news. He has millions of subscribers and uses comedy to make the news funny, even if it's bad news. So I just typed all of that actually, but it's going to take a little while for it to load in, but eventually it will show up. I'm sure you guys have probably experienced this before. If like you're typing on Google Docs or something and you get like your Wi-Fi goes down or something like that, and then you have to like wait a little while before your text shows up. That's basically what's happening right now. So hopefully this will show up soon. Maybe if I switch to another thing, it'll load faster. But I'm afraid if I switch to another thing, it might start. It might just not save. So maybe if I close a couple of my tabs, it might work faster. But it's also probably because I'm streaming live. It probably won't be this slow for you guys. But streaming and going live is probably taking up quite a bit of my bandwidth, especially if my family is watching Netflix or something right now. But, you know, it's quarantine, family taking up your Wi-Fi. It's a thing. But it's probably me right now doing all of the Wi-Fi usage. So, is it gonna load? Yeah, it's still frozen. But anyway, while that is loading, if you guys ever need some inspiration for what you want to use for this project, like what person you want to use for this project, then just comment below on the template and I will give you some advice in the timeliest fashion. And when you comment, make sure that you say like what kind of person you're looking for. If you're looking for a black woman, a black man, someone who's an athlete, or someone who's in politics, someone who's a little less known, someone who is fighting for Black Lives Matter, something like that. Okay, so now it's here, and I wasn't able to do the enters because I couldn't see it, but it's here now, so I can do the enters to make sure that everything's on the right lines. So I'm gonna go over news, and there we go. So this is Trevor Noah talking on his show, on his YouTube show. And if you guys want to watch Trevor Noah's channel, I will also put a link down in the description once this is over, because I really, really love his channel. It's so funny, and he's really, really funny. I only know about him because I read his book, but his book is also great. I will put a link down in the description where you can read his book. His book is amazing. And then, how has this person changed your thinking? How have they inspired you? Does it make you consider a new career? If so, what? And why is this person inspiring to you? So these really don't have to be long, because I mean, it's all up to you. It doesn't have to be like a whole essay that you write. Just whatever comes to mind for you. So Trevor Noah has inspired me because he has inspired me because despite growing up in poverty, he was able to persevere and make a great career for himself. I admire that he is always able to see the bright side of things and help others to do the same. There we go. So that's all I'm going to put for this slide, because that's really all I have for their impact on me. And then I'm going to do my side-by-side picture. This is my picture, which is really just the picture that I use for my YouTube channel. And then we copy that, delete, go back up to where I was before. Did career impact on me is, there we go. Pasted that. And then what picture was I going to use? This one. And I also recommend naming them for the slides that you want to use so that you don't confuse them, because here I named this one side by side and the picture of me side by side too, so I'd be able to find it easily, and that really helps when you're trying to do this in a pinch. You guys can use this project, you can use it for a school project, you can use it just if you want to highlight someone that you admire. I personally just like to do things for Black History Month, even if it's not like a school assignment or anything. But this is also great for a school assignment if you ever have to do something like this. So there's us two side by side. There we go. And then, so I've got impact on me, career, and their impact. So I have to think about this. What has this person done to make what was it? Oh, I know. So Trevor Noah changed the name of his show from the Daily Show to the Daily Social Distancing Show to spread awareness about the dangers of COVID-19 and continues to promote wearing masks and staying safe. He also does fundraisers on his videos to raise money for different causes. Then I have 3 pictures of, so for your character you can do a picture of them inspiring youth, serving their community, and helping people. So I found 3 pictures of him like with kids posing with other people that I'm going to use. Got this one, copy that one, delete, and then paste. So there's three there are 3 slides that you need to fill out for each section for my thoughts and for all about this person. And for the all about this person, this slide's in particular is in the all about this person, like their impact on the world, and then their impact on me is under my thoughts. And let me change this to his so that I can make sure that everything is not in template form. So his impact on me. Then, oh, I have to delete this one. Let's find, here's the other one that I wanted to use. And this one, they're all kind of wide, so I'm gonna just crop it like right here. Because in bitmap you can crop things, but in vector you can't, so I would suggest cropping it before you change it to vector. But you don't really need to change it to vector since you're just going to be copying and pasting. And then let's paste that there and put it here. Then our last picture is this one. And then let's delete. And then paste. And then we need to resize these so that they're actually all they all have the same height. So let's see, make them all line up. There we go. And I just noticed that these two look like they're actually in the same place because he's wearing the same outfit and has kind of the same background. But either way, I don't know why I didn't notice that before. Either way, so the next slide, we've done early life, we've done career, we've done impact on me, and we've done impact on the world in general. And the last 2 are why I chose this person and final word. So why I chose name, the name would be Trevor Noah. And then there's how did you discover him, what makes him stand out to you. I chose Trevor Noah because, well, actually, let me say how I found out about him first. I found out about Trevor Noah because we had to read his book in my freshman English class. I really liked the book, so I decided to watch his show and became a big fan. So why did I choose him? I chose him because I love how funny and inspiring he is, so I wanted to share that with other people. Then the last thing for this slide is to pick 3 more pictures for this part. So let us select all of these pictures, copy, and paste. And then, I forgot to write something about his book. I should probably do that eventually. But, I mean, I did mention that he did have a book, so that's good. So that is number 2. Oh no, that does not go in final word. That goes in why I chose him. And then one more picture, and then there's this one. And as a reminder, if you guys are watching this, if you want to follow this tutorial, then the link is down in the description, and all you have to do is click remix and you can fill in this template yourself. And as you can see, it doesn't take a lot of time. I've already done almost all the slides, and it's only been 26 minutes. It's pretty easy to fill out this template. All you have to do is just all you have to do is click on the link and fill in the template. So let's resize these babies so they can fit inside of the template. Make that line up. And also, if you guys you actually have used Scratch before and you're you're not very used to it, then because it recently, not very recently, but a couple years ago, it updated to Scratch 3.0. I also did a tour of Scratch 3.0 so that you guys can know how to use it and what's new and things like that. So I'll also put a link down in the description to where you can see that. And then there's a couple tutorials on how to use the vector editor. I might do one of those later if you guys aren't very familiar with it. But it's pretty simple, but for me it took a little while before I was able to use it easily. So yeah, I used that picture so I can delete that. Alright, so last one is final word. What message do you have for people reading this? What do you want to say to encourage them? And how can your chosen person encourage people how can your chosen person encourage your audience like they encouraged you? Do you have a message of kindness for the reader? Right here. So let's see. Trevor Noah can teach us that no matter what is going on in the world, we have a responsibility to stay positive and try to find the bright side of things. Oh, it's doing the freezing thing again. Yay glitches and yay slow internet. So I cannot see what is happening quite yet, but it's probably gonna load eventually, hopefully. Yeah. So again, if you guys want to check out Trevor Noah's channel, I will also link that down in the description and where you can get his book. His book is called Born a Crime, and the reason why it's called Born a Crime is because in South Africa during apartheid, there were what's the word for it? Interracial relationships were not allowed, and his mother and father were in interracial relationships. So basically, his very existence was illegal because he was a child of an interracial relationship. And the whole book follows his life. It's an autobiography, which is great, and I especially recommend the audiobook because it's actually him talking, and you can hear his voice doing all of the like the impressions of his mom and dad, or his or like him telling the jokes, because the book it's not just an autobiography. It's really, really funny. And I was almost like, how is anyone's life this funny? But comedians, they have a special talent where they can make the most boring things funny, and that's what he was able to do with that book. So I really recommend it. And I'll probably do a book review of it later, but it's really, really good. And oh, is it working? Oh yeah, it is. Maybe it just didn't record what I said. Okay, we have a I can't spell. We have a responsibility to. Oh, it did work. I think. I don't know. So we all have to stay resilient and persevere like Trevor Noah did to reach his dreams. So that is my final word, and then the last thing I need to do is add the pictures, and then I'm going to go through and make sure all of the buttons are filled in. Here's a picture of him doing some stand-up comedy. Let's copy and paste. I think some of these might be in here twice. I don't think so. Maybe they are. Oh, I know what I was going to use this picture for, because he's talking in this one, and I was going to use it here in the about this person one, because you need a picture of the person talking, so it looks like you're using their quote. So I have a quote from Trevor Noah. I should probably go look it up again because I forgot what it was. Let me look it up again. But anyway, while it's loading, I've got that in there. Let's go back to the other ones and put in the other pictures. We have, make sure I have the right amount. I'm pretty sure I have the right amount. I counted, but we can always be wrong. Humans make mistakes. I'm pretty sure, like I'm like 70% sure I have the right amount of pictures. But if you repeat some pictures, it is perfectly fine. Like I said, you guys can change this up as much as you want. You can change the color of the backgrounds. You can change anything you want to change in here. I think I might just put 2 pictures in here because these are kind of wide. And then, did I use that picture? Yes, I did. Or I can use my picture of Born a Crime. This is his book. It's an amazing book. I totally recommend it, and the audiobook. The audiobook is better than the book. Not that the book is bad, but the audiobook is better than what the book is, which is already good. So that tells you something. So that's his book. I think I'm just gonna cut it off a little bit. Oh no, I can't do that. Maybe just this is hard. Let's make it just smaller. Yeah, it's just gonna have to fit in there, some of it. And then the other thing I'll use is this picture. And I'm actually just gonna shrink this before I copy it because this picture is already gigantic. Let's copy. and paste. And if you guys follow this template, make sure that you share it with me. I'll already be notified if you do a remix, but I would love it if you just comment below on the template project so you can see so I can see your projects and then I can congratulate you, and because you probably are going to do a great job. I cannot wait to see what people you guys choose and how you do your projects. So this, let me see. I think I need his final picture for the cover. So let's convert this to vector. It has to be square. So I'm just gonna, oh wait, let me convert it to bitmap so I can crop it. I'm gonna take like this much of it and copy that for the home page, and the home page so I can cover up this mystery thing. That's not exactly a square. I don't know what it is. I think this might just be me, but squares always look like they're taller than they are long for me, even though they're actually square. So when I try to draw squares, they're most likely more wide than they are tall. But that's just a little quirk about me. Anyway, let's change it from first and last name to Trevor Noah. And move that to the center. It says My Black History Month Hero, and then we'll delete the little hint. Now let's go through everything and make sure that we have it right. Oh, I have to do his quote. So his quote is, he has a lot of really good quotes, but the quote that I chose, it really stuck out to me because I think this happens to a lot of people where they are afraid to do things that other people aren't doing, just to they don't want to stand out from the crowd. But the quote is, often people who can do don't because they're afraid of what people that can't do will say about them doing. So I really like that quote. There's also a bunch more really, really amazing quotes that he has. So let me put that in there. And in quotes. So often people who can do don't because they're afraid of people that can't do will say about them doing. There we go. And then I will put I. And then space dash space Trevor. No. So we've got his quote, early life, career, impact. We've got all that. And then in my thoughts, we need one more picture than speaking. I think we've got another one somewhere in here, or we can reuse one. I'll just reuse this one. I'm not sure if I used it already. I might have, but I don't think I did. Here we go. And that is the last picture that we need. Where is the My Thoughts page? And you guys do not need to do any coding at all. All you have to do is put in this stuff. If you change the code, make sure that you test it before you use it and do lots of troubleshooting, lots of bug searching, because there might have been a certain way that I coded it that will make sure that that'll make it so that if you change it, then something might go wrong. But anyway, so I've got that picture, and then let's edit these buttons so that they actually are not in template format. So why I chose him, or all about him. Then My Thoughts is good, early life is good, career is good, impact is good. Why I chose name needs to be changed. Why I chose Trevor Noah. then his or her impact on me, that would be his. And let's make that bigger so that it actually fits in the box appropriately. Then final word, that's good. So let's try this project from the beginning to make sure that we have everything correct. And then I think we're going to be all done. So my Black History Month hero, Trevor Noah, all about him. Then early life, we've got that. Career, we've got that. Impact, we've got that. Then my thoughts, why I chose him. Got his impact on me. We've got our side by side, and then the final word. So that is my Black History Month hero project about Trevor Noah. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for watching, and if you guys want to use this template, as always, the link is down in the description. And I'm so glad that you guys watched this. I really am excited to see what Black History Month projects you guys do, so make sure that you remix it. And if you ever need any ideas for people to use, just comment on the Scratch project and I will help you out.